Hi, I'd like to begin the episode by thanking some patrons. People like Seth Henriksen, Audi Orlando Lily Bassoff, Jeremy, Rowan, and Spoon. All of these are folks who have gone to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and kicked us some money. We really appreciate it. You can be like them, support the show, support the network, and get lots of cool stuff by going to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Thank you.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week we are talking about Vampyr, which is an action RPG developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Focus Home Interactive for the PC and contemporary systems in 2018.
Vampires, 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 vampires. Teeth as sharp as barbed wires.
What are you doing? What you got there, bud?
Dalton Wilcox, cowboy poet laureate of the West.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fills a cowboy with vampire fright. We've been filled with vampire fright.
Yeah. In this game that I knew would be a WOFF game the moment I put my hands on it.
It's the waffiest waff that ever wafted up. It's if you thought The Sinking City was the kind of like ambitious failure that we love to do on the show, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Baby.
Baby. This episode is executive produced by Jack, our friend. Thank you, Jack. This is a premium episode, which means that everybody is going to get this first generalities part. And then if you are a patron at $5 a month, you get the full episode.
Yes. Yeah. So let's get into it because this one is going to be spicy. In this game, you play as Jonathan Reid, who is from the J.C. Denton School of Uptight Weirdo.
I love Jonathan Reid.
Oh, he's great. Just like I love J.C. Denton.
Yeah, he's such a you know this is the same voice actor who does Margit, right?
I do. Yes. Yeah. Also, he does the lead character in the 2018 Call of Cthulhu game.
Yeah, and he does the same voice, basically. Weird choice. Also a Jack pick. He's also the voice of Yoel in Dark Souls 3.
Yep.
Stay safe. Like that guy.
Yeah, this game kind of made him break big in video game stuff. But Jonathan Reid, this big old beardo who looks kind of like a boss that I used to have, which is weird every time he shows up on screen. He is a doctor who has been turned into a vampire, and he is trying to stop this epidemic in London in 1918, kind of at the tail end of the Great War. Kind of coinciding with what is assumedly a second outbreak of the Spanish influenza.
Yes. Yeah. A real thing. The Spanish flu. Real outbreak. And there's your pitch. And it is a solid gold pitch. Dr. Vampire is great.
Yep.
What a good idea. In this game, you have this kind of semi-open world with very vanishingly few interior spaces. It is a third person game. You complete quest, you do which are called investigations in this, and then you have main quest while fighting vampires and vampire hunters. We're going to talk about the individual elements of this and then talk about how they don't go together very well.
Yep.
I like this game a lot. It's going to sound like I don't, though, because there's so many things that don't work together in this. The combat I've seen pithily described as shitty Bloodborne.
What?
Yeah,
That's
shitty
weird.
Bloodborne.
That's weird.
Oh, I don't know. A dodge step and no blocking. and parrying. And
yeah, the elements are there. I guess putting the emphasis on shitty to me, I think makes that work just a little bit better.
It's a. Well, I mean, yeah, I to me, shitty Bloodborne more or less worked for this. Like, it's real stiff. It's got a lot of jank to it.
Yeah.
But it is stamina based, dodge based combat at its very, very core.
Yeah. This is this is to melee combat what Mass Effect 1's combat system is to a shooting game. Feels like to me. Yeah. But yeah, you've got a 3-hit combo. You have the ability to kind of fire off these spells and abilities on cooldowns, things like that. You do have health, stamina. You've got blood. Of course, you've got blood. This is pulling from the Vampire the Masquerade school, where blood is your mana. Pulls
a lot from Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh my God, so much. They're gonna say embrace, and they don't mean embrace.
Yeah, they don't mean that. That's the one weird thing they pull, but then they change the definition. They pull a lot of stuff though.
Yeah.
So health, stamina, mana, blood that you have. This basically is vampiric abilities that you have. They also pull directly from Vampire the Masquerade aggravated damage.
Yep.
You will heal regular attacks, but fire, and certain attacks will do aggravated damage, which actually lowers your maximum current health.
Yeah.
And puts a little cap there, and then you have to recover that either through drinking blood or through healing. You won't heal it naturally.
Yeah.
A big part of your quote unquote build in this game is figuring out how you're going to get blood back in combat. So there are two schools of this. The first time this is my second time I played this. I played this just au naturel when it came out, and I was using the stun school. Enemies have a stamina bar that you can do damage to with a stun weapon, and then once you do enough damage, they'll kind of get woozy like a fatality animation, and you can drink from them in the middle of combat. The issue here is the more you do this, the more resistant they get to it.
Yes.
Takes more and more hits. The 1,000 times easier way to do it that I wish that I had done the first playthrough is just get a weapon that sucks their blood automatically.
Yeah. I realized this halfway through because bite was really, really powerful by just numerical, doing a whole bunch of damage at once, kind of deals. And some enemies were just much easier to stun than they were to do damage to. But yeah, definitely the way to go is like hacksaw in your main hand, and like a surgical knife in the offhand, and then customize them, or customize the surgical knife so you can draw blood from it.
Yep. There are also unique weapons that you can get that will draw a lot of blood. There's a Lady of the Night who has a really, really special blood-sucking knife.
Yeah.
That you can take. So this will refill you during that, and you use this not just for spells, but also healing in the middle of the fight. So you, like everything in this game, like you can see what they're going for. There's this rhythm of trying to keep that meter topped up. It does not work as well as it sounds.
No, and the final boss completely invalidates one of these strategies. So if you've been relying on it, then it will be a real big problem for you.
I'll be curious to hear what your experience with that was, because this time through the game I rolled it.
Oh yeah,
like no walls. The first time I had some issues, but this was unreasonably easy.
Yeah,
for me.
No, I mean, I ended up having problems because I was going for a kind of good ending, not like the spotless one, because fuck that. We'll talk about why. Again, one of those disconnects for why, like, that is not really, that is not the way to play this.
The fundamental disconnect.
Yeah.
Like the good idea that doesn't work, but is still worth seeing. That is at the heart of Vampyr.
Yes. Yeah. So like, I pretty much played as a vampire crime fighter, only given the chomp to people who I really thought deserved it. And ended up getting the second to best ending, but was wildly underleveled for a lot of this because of the way they handle leveling, which we'll get to in depth.
Yeah, which is the intended experience.
Yeah,
it's both a flaw and the intended experience. So it's really interesting. This game fucks with that.
Yeah.
Feeling. There's no shield. There's no blocking.
Yeah.
You can either have a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon and an offhand weapon. The offhand weapon can either do stun, it can suck blood, or it can be a ranged weapon, like a gun. And these can be upgraded and customized through a crafting system that is fueled by rummaging through garbage cans and people's shelves throughout the world. You end up in the High Prince of Vampire Society's house. You immediately start stealing all the nitrate from his cabinets. I'm like, hey man, got any aluminum shavings in there I can grab from you?
Got any moldy bread? Any moldy grain I can get ergotamine from?
Yeah, can I get some ergotamine? And then you just go dig through all their stuff.
Yeah.
It's a real. You have to constantly be gruffling the edges of every stage.
Yep.
Tapping on every garbage can to power this engine, and I'm going to go as far as to say it's dog shit.
Yeah.
I hate the crafting in this game. They integrate it into the vampire medical tension.
Yes.
Again, the central thing at the heart of this game that doesn't quite work. But you have to do it. It ends up being non-optional for really either playstyle. And it just sucks the stars from the sky.
Yeah. No. Rummaging through garbage and through cabinets to find components for medicine ends up being a direct way to get to get experience. Like, it is an economy. It's a pipeline that leads from one to the other.
And it's makes your character ludicrous.
Yes.
Your character, who is this very dignified and interesting setup, this conflict that, again, the logline of this is perfect. Vampire Doctor is no notes. That is an absolutely amazing pitch.
Dr. Acula.
Dr. Acula. Exactly. Dr. Acula. What is it man on Guppy? Well, it's like Kid Dracula is backwards as Alucard Dick. Like, just great. But as an Alucard Dick, you just are constantly, it's so silly. Like, you come into a room, you yell at somebody to tell you more about how the last time they saw their mother, and then you just go and gruffle. So much fucking gruffling.
Yep. Yeah. And also, like, you end up with these farcical situations where, like, shit, I need to upgrade this weapon because it's the only way that I can actually, like, get past this encounter that I am under leveled for. But to get it, I need not a small good trigger handle, but I need a regular good trigger good trigger part.
Trigger part.
Yes,
I think is what they call them. The trigger is basically a part in and of itself.
Yes.
It doesn't break down into smaller triggers that you have to, like, glue together, man.
But it's like, all right, the merchant that is near me, I just bought the last one so I could rest and therefore advance the night and
deal with the consequences.
Of that. Or I could, like, maybe run all the way across the map because there is no fast travel to maybe buy the part that I need if it is in stock at this other person and if I have the money.
Yeah, put a pin in that, because I want to talk about the world and fast travel stuff as its own thing. But it doesn't work. It's profoundly irritating.
Yes, it is. It is a moderate level of friction that is applied to everything in the game.
Yeah. The way that the way that you level up, we were talking about that dichotomy. We'll get to it, but it's important to talk about the component parts first. We have to talk about every part of the trigger before we can talk about a tiny piece of metal you pull back. You get XP and you level this. You can buy skills, and this kind of customizes the combat a little bit. There's not quite a skill tree so much as like a skill board.
Yeah,
here's 12 things you can put points into, and these are really, really small kind of choices. So, like, you have a category that's defensive, but you only have two things in there. You can get both. You only have a couple equipped at a time, and each one branches into kind of specialities for them that are not too exciting. I guess I will say, like, there are ones of these that are good and cool and efficacious, but it's not that exciting to up your blood shield to last from, instead of 5 seconds, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
It's significant, but it's hard to get excited about.
Yeah. It's just it is perfunctory, I guess. It's like, yeah, that's necessary, but not, but like, you don't feel good spending points on it. Right. something about these, about these spells or these skills is that you want to make sure that you have the ability to deal several different kinds of damage. You have melee, ranged, and then blood, and then shadow. And enemies have different resistances. So you want to be able to fire something off that will do full damage in order to kind of lean into enemy weaknesses to, tilt the odds in your favor.
Yeah. Little pro tip, shadow is pretty OP.
Yes, Abyss.
The fewest things are resistant to it.
Yeah.
So, and then they're also passive. There aren't stats in this, but in this menu is also where you upgrade health and stamina and blood. That kind of acts as general, level up avatar durability.
Yeah.
And the like. However, the experience system in this is real bonkers. You don't gain experience through combat.
And you fight a lot.
And you fight a lot. Or you just run past stuff or turn invisible and run past it. Which I can see what they were maybe going for, this idea that you're, a stealthy vampire. It's obnoxious. Yeah. It's not fun to run by enemies. And it was shockingly early in this playthrough that I was like, this is not worth my time.
Yeah. Or
I'm going to scoot.
Something about this, I rarely complain about technical stuff, but it's very funny. You can level up your stamina, so you can basically always be doing your little flash step kind of deal,
Yeah.
And that's a good way to get past a lot of enemies. Sometimes you'll get to a door you can't open when you're in combat, but oftentimes you'll be able to cross large distances just doing this. Technically, at least on the PS4 version, the game didn't account for you being able to move this fast. So game's pretty good about not having loading screens unless you outrun what it can cache. So
there's a lot of loading screens involved, even if you're just running, even if you're not like quick stepping, you run into a lot of loading screens.
Yeah.
In this game, like we should say this is, don't nod to this. This is the Life is Strange people. This is a AA game.
Yeah.
In terms of how it's kind of considered. And that kind of shortcoming, I'm not really going to be too harsh about it.
It's just more, I said that more just because it's funny. The idea that you just outrun the load screen because the combat is so uninteresting.
It happens all the time. And it also lends itself to, Jonathan Reid, professional clownpire kind of thing, where you're imagine when you do that quick step thing in Dark Souls 3 to get through the swamp. If you just did that all the time, whenever you're going anywhere and you're a dignified doctor, it's real silly. You gain you gain a good amount of experience through advancing the main story. So that is how you get kind of your minimal level through that. But the main way you gain experience, and the log line for this game, the unique selling point of this mechanically, is that experience is tied into the social system, where you interact with this town's citizens there, and you have to decide whether to feed on them. You are a creature of the night. Do you want to do that? There are 60 citizens in this game. There's 4 kind of zones in this version of London, 60 citizens total. The human brain, we can keep track of about 50 people. This game is too long and has too many people in it.
Yep. So if we do not give proper shrift to somebody that you think is super cool, understand that we have to decide what to focus on.
We're not going to talk a lot about the individual stories of these, in part because it's so optional, but in part because there's just too much of it.
Yes.
And it's say something nice, because we've been really slagging on this game. It's easy to slag on critically while still being a game I like. Generally, these stories that these citizens have are really good.
Oh yeah.
The writing in this game is great.
I love it.
Yeah. It's not, we're not absolutely champion S tier stuff. And there are some dodgy kind of plotting that happens in it. But the individual writing, it's doing the thing that I want all video games to do, which is the Planescape Torment, West of Loathing, Disco Elysium trick of if there's going to be an NPC, they're going to be interesting.
Yes.
It just needed half the number of people.
Yeah.
Give me 30 interesting people. Don't give me 60 interesting people, because that's too much.
It's too many. And yes, they are generally by and large interesting, but some of them just kind of come down to just a couple of sentences. Many of these 60 are just accessory characters to others. you know. So you end up with a little bit of chaff in here, but the characters are pretty good, and they're doing interesting stuff as regards like trying to complicate your decision around whether or not you want to feed on them. Like you end up kind of like, at least if you're looking at like role playing this a little bit, and if you're thinking about, you know, how Jonathan would view his condition and view his mission, you know, things like that, they're constantly like putting out bait to you know, to have you like, oh yes, it would be too perfect for me to embrace this person and, you know, kill them.
I'm an evil usurer and I just washed my neck. You have anything to say about that, Dr. Reid?
I light people on fire for fun.
Yes, and I also, my blood pressure is exceedingly high and I've been eating a lot of sweets. What do you think of that, Jonathan? Dr. Reid? I replaced part of my blood with Worcestershire sauce. Dr. Reid.
Yeah, you know, and there are lots of them where there's like, you know, just extremely fun irony to it, so, you know, stuff like that, while also like people who initially seem likable have some kind of terrible secret. This is a great game, you know, if you enjoy like going and talking to a bunch of people and like checking back in and kind of dropping new information on them to press them for more stories. It's so good to like unravel these. Yeah.
It's really good, but it's so much of the game.
Yes.
Like there's part, you know, so we talked about flash stepping around and gruffling everyone's garbage. A majority of this game, if you're trying to be a moral person, is like an interview simulator.
Yes.
Like you're literally doing your doctor rounds. Like you're actually curing people. We'll talk about that in a moment as well.
Yeah.
But it's just going around this town with no fast travel that's huge, that has long hallways full of vampire hunters and monsters between you and your patients, just making the rounds, interviewing people.
Yep.
And the text within is good, but that just does not feel very like, I find that to be a frustrating setup, even if the content of that is good. Like it gets tedious.
Yeah. I mean, it's primarily tedious because of the stuff that they put in between everybody. Like adding fast travel to this would make that like much easier to me. Like just, it would really foreground the stuff that is cool about this game.
There's a fatal flaw in this game that I think should be illegal. And it's when you skip dialogue, you skip an entire paragraph, not just the current line.
Horrible.
What are they?
A trial
avgn.gif.
A trial
what were
at
they
the
thinking?
Hague.
Yeah. It's horrible. And there would be times, so this is such a big part of this game that is very, very long, that I got to the point where I was yada, yada, yada-ing people.
Yes. Yeah.
Even before they had said all their piece, I'd be like, I think I know where this is going. I got to get to the next line of dialogue because I have like 6 more fucking people to interview in this section of town.
Yeah.
You know, so I can check in on them and make them either big, juicy experience bags, because there's a weird thing where the more you know about somebody, the more delicious their blood is.
Yep.
Or because I just, you know, if I get this up, then I can then figure out how to treat these people and then get the health of the district up.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like learning more about this person might open up some doors to learning about somebody else who I would feel better about eating, or they might just like literally be a juicier target. You know, like I can either eat this person now for 1,000 experience, or, you know, do their quests, and in a couple of hours, their friend or the person who's hassling them will give me 4,000 experience. Yeah.
Yep. Whether you eat is not just blocked by the value proposition of whether you want to. There's also a mesmerism level. I think this should not have been in the game.
Oh, yeah.
This gates certain characters from you being able to eat them. I think this undercuts the cool moral choice of this a lot. You can, if you want to play as a Dark Avenger and just eat people who deserve it, there will be some people who deserve it who you cannot really eat until the last chapter of the game.
Yeah.
Your mesmerism level is tied to main plot progress. So I find this kind of gets in its own way, and I understand why they did it. Kinda. You know, they wanted those characters to be around because they maybe play into later stories, but it also, the game wants you to take responsibility for that and wants you to be able to eat somebody and fuck yourself out of something.
Yes. I mean,
it's constantly auto-saving. You can't reload saves.
Yeah.
You are in for the consequences of your action in this.
Yeah. Like, it's worth saying that every merchant in the game is somebody who you can chomp.
Yes. There's only a couple of characters that are unchompable.
Yeah.
In the game period. Almost everybody's chompable. It's Pac-Land in this shit. So if it didn't come through clearly, the tension in this game, the unique selling point, is you have to decide whether to feed.
Yes.
If you feed, you get lots of experience. That's where most of your experience comes from, and you will be powerful.
Yeah.
There. If you decide not to feed, the game is much harder. You're going to be at lower level than enemies, and all that's cool. That's an interesting idea. Fighting and performing the mechanics of this game at low level is not very fun.
You die very quickly because of the lack of defensive vocabulary.
And the game does not have like a high enough skill ceiling really to make it, you're not stunting. It's not a soul level 1 Dark Souls run.
No.
You're optimizing your build with the experience you have, but the options are not good or fun or robust enough to really make that interesting. So it's a cool idea. Game is saying, do you want this mechanical power in exchange, not only for doing something that is morally wrong, like you lose the good boy points, but you lose content.
Yeah.
A big part of this game is talking to citizens, and chomping on somebody in this game will have really cool, unforeseen effects.
Yeah.
Somebody in their social circle might turn into a boss. Somebody else who you didn't know was related to them might get depressed and die. And then the whole health of the district, we'll talk about that in a second, will go down, and that can have consequences. It's really neat as an idea. It's just the path of non-eating to get that best ending and to be the good boy is not very fun.
Yeah. So
in this,
it's this weird situation where things are integrated, it's just the problem that, when you have one system, which is the social system that leans on weaker stuff, right? It leans on, the combat, and it has implications for a thing that is not necessarily pleasurable to engage in. And additionally, the social system has something leaning on it, which is the loot cycle, which we've already said is fiddly and frustrating, right? Yeah. So it's one of these, one system is incredibly neat and hinges on the main selling point of the game. It's just the other stuff that it relies on or leans on ends up being less satisfying to engage with.
Yeah, it's not quite there. And it's worth noting, the combat is not an absolute shit show. You can have some fun with it from time to time. Yeah. There's not enough variety to it. And there's just not enough tools for it. So this is interesting. It's an interesting idea. Feeding, you can get through the whole game without feeding on anybody. This gives you the golden ending. The gradient for the next endings is very narrow.
Yes.
The second best ending is 4 or fewer people. The one after that is 9 or fewer. And then if you do more than 9, you are an absolute, you're the scourge of the earth.
Yeah.
The first time I played this, when it came out, I was being choosy in who I ate, but I think I ate 9 people.
Okay.
Because I was including, monsters. I was including the landlord guy, but I was also choosing people who were I'd rather be dead. I hate this.
Yeah.
So I ended up hitting that 9 thing, and I thought I was being a pretty good guy. I was doing all the other good decisions.
Yeah.
And then got to the end and it's just oh, you're the scourge of the earth. You travel the world just sucking blood with abandon. You're a new plague. And I was what the fuck? And then this 60? Time, yeah. And have you met these people? And then this time I was okay, you know what? If I'm going to be a fucking monster, I'm not going to eat everybody, but you annoy me a little bit, you're going to eat eaten. This Jonathan Reid came to play.
Yeah.
And then just got the exact same. So whether I was playing as a monster or not, I got the same ending because it's not tuned it's tuned too subtly.
Yes.
I guess. Pretty frustrating.
Yeah. So if the gradient is 1 and then for the best ending, and then 2, 3, and 4 for the next to best ending, where the people who matter to you live, right?
Yeah.
And then anything after that is you are the new Jack the Ripper.
Well, there's all this system too. There's a lot of there's a lot of arbitrariness to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no relation between how many people you kill and what else you do. Like, just whether you take the life is the only thing that matters.
Yes.
The reasons why, there's no context to it. It's a real black and white morality kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you killing more people only kind of relates to the narrative things that happen in the bad endings.
Yeah.
So, you're the character rejecting you and being like, oh, you're a monster, is going to happen kind of no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to do with who you killed. Like, they're not taking values into account.
No.
There's also a big time ludonarrative dissonance in this where only named NPCs count as people. So you can kill thousands of vampire hunters, and the game goes out of its way to humanize these people.
Mm-hmm.
There are NPCs that are named that are like being recruited, and there are people who talk about like, oh, my family got killed by a vampire.
Yeah.
Like the main vampire hunter has a really tragic backstory as to why he's a vampire hunter. Kill him though, because it doesn't matter.
Yep.
He's a vampire hunter, so he doesn't count. It's very old school ludonarrative dissonant.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bad.
And then it's also like, you're the only person who can solve this problem. So like doing a chomp on some people to get powerful enough to save more lives. Like there is no like utility.
There's no greater good argument.
Right. Yeah.
Any of this.
How does this serve the greater good? Yeah.
You cannot be an anti-hero effectively in this game, which is an interesting place to be. Like, Dr. Vampire is a great idea. Vampire superhero is also a great idea. Like Vampire Batman.
Be very careful here.
Oh, do you think am I about to morb?
I think that you yeah.
For those about to morb, we salute you. No, it's a good idea though, right? Like
it is.
being a dark Avenger, like being
doing Blade
a vigilante.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's rad as hell. Like Blade, the Daywalker. That's very cool. You can't really be that though in this game, and this is going to make for the kind of people who listen to a podcast and then psychoanalyze the host, which is inappropriate. This is going to give you something to chew on. I really enjoy video games that allow me to be the arbiter to decide who lives and who dies.
It's created. I mean, like oftentimes the game is put there like that. Like that's how they're doing it. Like, it's a cool game space. Like we talked about it when we play, both of us do this when we do Fallout, we play as like abolitionist basically. Yes. Like
a big joy of playing New Vegas or Fallout 2 is being like, you know what? Slavers got to fucking die. You don't get to own another person.
Yep.
Period. Yeah. And that is a satisfying part of the power fantasy to me. This game does not want you to do that. And in a way that doesn't, again, totally work. Like the idea of a disempower fantasy, but it ends up feeling weirdly kind of naive in its morality.
Yeah.
To me, the idea that like all named lives are equal.
Yeah.
Whether they are a serial killer, like a literal serial killer, or whether they are a saintly nun, both are equally, it's very Old Testament in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like they try and like pull in some Hippocratic Oath stuff, but it is quite strange to be a doctor who goes around healing people just to get more points when you decide to kill them by your own hand. Like, no, I'm not going to let...
You got a headache and that's going to give you a gamey aftertaste.
Yeah. I'm not going to let pneumonia take you because that is my right as this god of the district. As the cleansing tide of Whitechapel.
Yeah. Oh man, Whitechapel was definitely a larder of sorts for this vampire playthrough. The last little bit I want to talk about the social thing before we talk about the illness and the doctor half of it is that a lot of the flagging in it is arbitrary.
Yeah.
And this is intentional. It's not a mistake. But things like you cannot unlock this final clue for somebody unless somebody else does something that is totally unrelated.
Yes.
Or you have a choice between two dialogue options. It's not presented as important, but if you choose one, you'll lock yourself out of a clue. So you'll never max out this person.
Yeah.
That doesn't really bother me as a thing. Like I can excuse that as the unforeseen consequences is one of the themes of the game, but I want to put it out here because it'll really that will put off a certain type of gamer very much.
Yes.
If you want to golden ending and it's important to you to get all the good boy points in a game, you will need to follow a walkthrough.
Yes.
Of this, because a lot of it is pretty counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about curing people?
Let's talk about being a doctor.
Yeah.
And kind of district health.
Yes. So some people are sick when you find them. They just come out of the box sick. But there is a bit of a dynamic illness system where there are 3 different kind of like lanes of sickness, which will progress through 3 stages of, severity. So somebody will start with a cold. There's an intermediate step, and that progresses to pneumonia. Now, the number of people who are sick and how sick they get ends up determining the overall district health. And this can progress. So, whenever you rest to level up, a night passes and people will end up getting sicker, or they will fall sick with something new. I think after you heal somebody, they are good for a little while,
There's like a cooldown on it. And there are a couple world state events that change this as well. It also takes a night for people to get better.
Yes.
If you give somebody an aspirin and they don't get better right away, you have to rest and deal with those consequences before you can chomp them.
Yes.
Or, let them live if you're being that kind of guy. Yeah. So these get worse and worse if you leave them untreated. And the consequence of them being worse is that the cure that you have to craft through the crafting system becomes pricier.
Yes.
The ingredients to cure a cold are easier to find than the ingredients to cure pneumonia. Mm-hmm. So the longer you let this wait, the more costly it's going to be for you to cure it. Mm-hmm. That sucks because you are then incentivized, again, if you're playing a good person, if you're being a doctor first and a vampire second, to do your rounds throughout this entire London, constantly curing everyone's low-level diseases, like literally being a doctor and doing your rounds, but instead of for a hospital, doing it for a whole city.
Yeah, entire neighborhoods. And more neighborhoods open up as you progress the game. So it is this ever-widening gyre.
Yes, of tedium. Like, it's not fun to travel between these places. We talked about how there isn't fast travel. Yeah. Like, it's not fun to go through and do this and take care of this stuff. You can kind of multitask and check in on everyone's social thing to see if anything unlocked in terms of a clue.
Yeah.
An event happened to unlock more information while you're doing this. But it's like the point of this game, if the idea is that it's not that it's hard to be a good person. Like, it is hard because the combat's hard. It's also telling you that it's tedious to be a good person.
Yeah.
Like, sticking to your morality is not just difficult, it's boring as hell. Mm-hmm. And, twist my arm, I won't do it. Fine. You got me, Vampyr.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do that.
The overall consequence, I never let this happen, just because I was motivated to be a good boy. I was role-playing Jonathan as, a doctor who did not want to be a vampire, right?
Idiot. Not you, Jonathan.
Right.
Why on earth would you not want to be a vampire?
We can't start talking about dark gift stuff.
If not now, win, Cole. Win.
Oh, man. But if a district's health falls too low, and this includes if people die, then the district will kind of like fall into instability and hostility. Just by reading, this means that like you can't talk to people. Like, it is just total chaos.
Well, they die.
Yeah.
Yeah. This happened to me, not in my first run. My first run, nothing ever got this bad. The second run, where I decided, fuck it, I'm a vampire first and a doctor second. This happened to Whitechapel for me. And everyone dies, except for the pillar of the community if they're still alive. And then the streets become full of roving monsters and vampire gangs.
Yeah.
Which is why there's no fast travel. They want you to wade through the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
You can see on paper how that'd be interesting. This is an added decision factor in whether I let the health of this district go down. So I'm encouraged to do these rounds and keep this health up, keep spinning these plates, because it's going to be a pain to travel through this area. if I don't. That doesn't work though. It is a pain, but it's not an interesting pain.
Yeah.
To travel through the town, and you can just run past everything. So it just meant that Whitechapel, when I needed to go there for some reason, I just, dashed.
Yeah.
Turned invisible or dashed and just ran through everything. It wasn't that cool to see it degrade.
Hoped something didn't aggro you too close to a door you had to get through.
Exactly. While we're talking about the map or talking about the fast travel thing, this game, I think to disguise load times, has tons of little blind alleys and stuff you'll go into. And one of the most infuriating things that I've run into in a video game map design thing, which is a preponderance of one-way doors.
Yep.
So when you're heading to somewhere, there's a little marker, but the streets are really windy and complicated. So you'll look at your map, or this is how I did it. Look at my map and I'd be like, okay, I need to take this road to the end, take a left, take the second right to get to where I need to go. But you'd get there and there'd just be a locked door, a one-way door in your way. You can unlock this, but why? Like it just takes a longer time to get around. It's so fucking obnoxious to run into locked doors.
Yeah.
The Before I Play talks about when you get to a new district, making a circuit of the outside of it just to unlock all the doors to the district.
Yeah.
Like if I can just do that, then what is the point of them?
I mean, all I can think of is it is meant to stop you from getting into districts that you should not be able to get into by the story. Like the game doesn't want you going to the West End.
Well, it does it even within the district is the thing.
Yeah.
So like I'm in the Pembroke district and there's still a locked one-way door. So I just have to take the long way around.
Yep.
And sometimes they'll put an encounter there that they want you to do, but it's really ham-fisted game design.
Yeah.
And it's just tedium, especially with that encounter when I can just run past it. If then either de-aggro and because the enemies in this have really funny leashes in this, where they don't just like stand at the order and the border and shake harder. They just like forget that you're there and go, oh shit, better get back to my post. It's really a mid-level irritation that is sprinkled over the whole game.
Yes. Yeah.
Along with just the map design being absolutely full of dead ends and weird arbitrary points. Like sometimes you can teleport up onto a ledge, sometimes you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a game that is full of the like just kind of constant irritations. Yeah.
Yes. Despite being good, I like it. I'll never play it again. Two is definitely enough. Two for me and Vampyr.
Two's plenty. Yeah. I don't know that
but
I'm especially hungry. It's kind of one of those things where, like, if there's story stuff that I missed, I can read about it, wikis or TV tropes, like I got it. It's neat.
And for people listening to this, you can decide whether you think it's cool. I paid for this game twice. I played it once on computer and once on Switch and don't regret it. Yeah. But I also think that if you just listen to this episode, you'll probably be all right.
Yeah. It's kind of the 7 out of 10. That's where incredibly interesting stuff happens, but also it's debatable whether or not that is how you want to spend your time. Right.
Well, there are also two different kinds of 7 out of 10. They're like the 7 out of 10 where parts of it are 4 out of 10 and parts of it are 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then parts of it where all of it is 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
This is definitely the parts are 10 out of 10 and parts of it are 4 out of 10.
Yes.
Either things are really cool and some things are really irritating, and it kind of averages.
Yeah, that's going to be to your individual sensitivities, whether that is those 4 out of 10s are things you can gut,
prices you'll pay.
Yeah. Where do we want to go? Because we kind of went in circles through the notes here.
I got so excited. District health. So when you kill citizens, district health goes down no matter who they are.
Yes.
So somebody can be the plague of an area and it still goes down. Each district also has a pillar of the community. Killing this person always has a huge negative impact, even if they are bad.
Yeah.
You do not want to, if you can avoid it, you want to kill this person, even though, because unforeseen consequences is a theme of the game. Sometimes when you keep that person alive, it still doesn't go well.
No.
And I'm okay with that. Like, again, I kind of like being surprised by that because I'm not attached to getting a golden ending. of this, but it's you have these social circles that happen, and everything can turn to Thunderdome, as we mentioned. Map is useless. Autosave, so you cannot save some of those decisions.
Yeah.
You'll get to the climax of a chapter where you're talking to a pillar of a community, and you generally will have a kill, forgive option, and then a third way option that you have to research to get. It's testing whether how much of the pounding the pavement footwork stuff you've done to make that work. In that subversion, though, that third way option is not always the best option,
right?
Which I really respect, because I think that a lot of times in video games, the compromise is always correct. If you play, even in games I love, like it's a big Western RPG thing.
Yeah.
Fallout 3, the compromise is always correct. 10 times out of 10. I think that's cowardly and shitty.
Yeah.
In this game, sometimes you think it's going to be correct, and then it bites you in the ass.
Yeah. Because that person, if they stick around, especially if you turn them, ends up becoming, people oftentimes, at least in fiction, do not become better when they are untethered from the consequences of morality.
It's weird.
Of mortality, I guess.
Yeah. I'd like to assure any vampires listening that I will become better if I'm untethered by mortality. And I'm only getting older. I'm almost 42, so you got to hurry.
Rip to me.
I'm only going to stay this hot so long.
Rip to me, but I'm different.
Yeah. I can handle this. I am immune to propaganda.
Oh man, story's really good, individual stories, and like I enjoy the overall story in this. I especially like the way that it kind of progresses through chapters. Like there are chapters that feature individual neighborhoods and individual actors within them. And the overall mystery is something that is kind of like low key happening in the background for the entire game, but only moving toward the end.
Yes.
It's nice, and it's very gothic. I think that there's a good amount of camp to this as well.
Yeah, there's some very good silliness to this.
Yeah.
The voice acting should get some kind of WOFF award.
It is because fucking amazing. It is so good. Mary?
No low cards.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody who I'm like, this guy's a shitty voice actor. Like they killed it with this, better than a lot of games that have great voice acting.
Yeah.
Like usually there'll be somebody who's kind of phoning it in. Everybody's doing a great job with this.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
It kind of doesn't matter if they're like really minor too. Like how good and charming is that shopkeeper in the West End, the most British man alive, Calhoun.
The gourmand.
Yeah, the gourmand. How amazing is he?
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
Everybody does a great job. And the main characters do as well. And they have a lot, to I don't think that the character who played Jonathan Reid was in the same room as all of these characters.
No.
Obviously when they were recording, but they covered up really well.
Yes.
They sound conversational in a way that's quite good.
Yeah. Which is important when you are spending so much time in conversation with these folks.
Just to jump us ahead a little bit in terms of audio, the music is extremely good.
Oh my God. You look at other stuff this guy, like this composer has done, like there's nothing that I would say like, oh yeah, that is an all-time great soundtrack. This is ridiculously good. It fits the tone very well. A lot of the tracks are just a lone cello or like a baritone flute. But like the ones that are just the cello, like this is something that, and it's another really good soundtrack, but Rule of Rose does this trick as well. Just fully exploring like the emotional and sonic range of a single instrument. The soundtrack owns.
It reminds me a lot of the heavy use of string quartets reminds me a lot of the Arcanum soundtrack.
Okay.
Which is, exceedingly Hall of Fame soundtrack level. And the Pembroke theme gets a special mention to me as one of my favorite, like, home base themes.
Oh, yeah.
In video games. It's like Majula tier. It's so good. Just incredible soundtrack. Visuals are okay. Looks fine. It's dark and appropriately slimy. There's a little bit of that. Like, I know that they use you can see that they used a tool to kind of junkify everything.
Yeah.
Things don't feel individually placed so much. Early on when I thought it was going to be more immersive simmy, I was very excited to find an interior space, and then I realized like that's foolish because it's going to be the same, set of knocked over credenzas and soiled mattresses.
It's like a template with an AI brush, filling stuff in, noisifying it. Something that is strange about this is the individual character textures. Like models are, pretty good. Facial animation is limited, but it's a double A game, so it's hard to hold that against it. You can tell this is made by the people who did Life is Strange, though, because some of the environment textures look like marker, which is a neat look too. Yeah, I dig that quite a bit. I played this on Switch the second time, and there's a weird graphical kind of draw-in thing. When this is a minor note, but when you're in conversations, you still control the camera, but you have very limited control, and the characters just kind of stand there and sway. Yes.
At each other, like they're both hypnotizing one another. Like you put two snakes next to each other. What I would do is I'd wipe the back of Jonathan's head across somebody's face over and over, because there's a weird draw-in effect where they would look slightly less detailed for like a fraction of a second before they would draw in. And gotta do something while I'm just asking this person about the same things that I'm asking everybody about.
What do you think about how things are going in the neighborhood?
Yeah. How's life on the West End? This last little bit, because I think it's very funny and it belongs in generalities. One of your powers, we talked about that mesmerism. You have mind control in general. You can use this to demand people answer questions that they might be reluctant to answer. When you do this, Jonathan says it in a very declarative voice, and he uses the same voice no matter how innocuous the thing is.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Why do you leave at this particular time of night?
It reminds me, there's one of my favorite Office jokes from the American Office is there's a thing where Dwight and Andy are like interviewing each other at one point, and they're both just yelling aggressive questions at each other. It's like, how do you make a table? And he's just like, you make a chair and you add a leg. And then before they cut, he goes, what is a scented candle? And I just think about that's the Jonathan Reid delivery on all this stuff.
It's and this is anytime you use so it's a blue conversation prompt, which means that you found a clue. So you're trying to apply them for more information using something that you've already known. There's nothing there to indicate that there will be additional aggression. The fact that the voice immediately gets like incredibly deep and it has this echoing kind of filter attached to it makes it feel a little bit like when you use the doubt option in LA Noire, which is just like a re-skinned like press, kind of thing. Just like, oh, we recorded all these to be like the, this is you being the bad cop, aggressive kind of deal. There's nothing to indicate that you are, this is what you're doing to be mean, to extract information out of them. So it's very dissonant and funny.
And there's no separation between things people might be reluctant to answer and things that people would just answer.
Yes.
So sometimes it's the method that you get the information that determines the tone, not what the information is.
Yes.
So if it's something that came from a clue from another NPC, regardless of whether you're just asking like, what do you like on your pizza? You still, ask it like you're asking, what their stance is on a portion. Like you're still compelling them. It's so funny. It made me laugh every time for the whole game.
Yeah. So about development stuff, Don't Nod, they began making Vampyr while wrapping up Life is Strange. This game was announced in 2015 while Life is Strange was coming out. And they brought over kind of team members from that project as that game concluded. I still want to see something with their original concept of this, the 1950s America version, especially if it's like vampirism coinciding with Red Scare stuff.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Just call it Red Scare as well.
Oh yeah.
Done. Easy. That's a good idea. But they liked this Edwardian kind of London a little bit more. The game was written by 2 French writers and translated by 2 native English speakers. Generally, the translation is pretty good. Every once in a while, there are a couple weird mispronunciations and stuff. I'm glad you pointed this out because that's Aloysius, right?
Yes,
you would say that.
Yeah. No, there's a major character in one of the chapters. His name is Aloysius Dawson. Not famously, but on Abject Suffering, I mispronounced Aloysius as Aloysius because I had heard the name Aloysius, but I didn't know that was how it was spelled, and I was just pronouncing it phonetically to my mind, kind of over Romanizing like an Irish name. This is, that is understandable for an individual to think that. The fact that everybody pronounces this name incorrectly means that there was a voice director who insisted that they pronounced Aloysius.
Yeah. Or this is a very mild alternate timeline.
Ooh, yeah, I think
where
it's a
just that
Mandela
word
effect.
is.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Call of Cthulhu game with Jonathan Reid, where they keep saying macabre. Like things are macabre or macabre.
Macabre.
Macabre. Yeah. So they talk about, they did a lot of research for this. So much so there's a little splash screen at the front, which I really like, which is like, we did a lot of research about medical treatments at the time, but do not use this game for medical advice.
Yeah, don't
imagine somebody just taking all the ergomatine they find in their fucking cabinet and trying to get rid of their headache.
I can't find any opium. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Oh man. But yeah, there's like a list of a whole bunch of stuff that they studied to like recreate this version of London. The city was rebuilt because a lot of stuff happened over the 20th century in Britain and Europe. Kind of an eventful time for them. Yeah.
Arguably.
The game was properly received, I think, as like a 7 out of 10, like we said. Metacritic is like 72 or something, which feels about right.
Yeah. I wish that there was a little asterisk that was like parts are 10 out of 10 and parts are 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 always means something a little bit different to me. In that way.
Express game scores as ranges.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a great, or just, you have to read about the thing.
Oh,
but reading about when I was reading reviews of this, when it came out too, there was, it's confronted with one of the things I find frustrating about modern games review stuff is that it's so clear that the people reviewing did not, like, they just got first impressions.
Yeah.
Of it, so they and I get that because they're under this ridiculous click pressure and have to review 1,000 games, but it is one of those games where it doesn't immediately put all of its flaws or strengths on Front Street.
Yeah.
You do have to kind of get a little bit further into it to get it, I think.
Yeah. It was successful. Like they said, hey, at $500,000, this game would make a profit. At $1 million, we would consider this to be like, yeah, that was worth doing. In 10 months, it sold 1 million copies, which is kind of impressive for a game of this, type and scale, let's say.
Really? And you never hear anyone talking about it.
Yeah.
Like it's very surprising because we've had a slate of vampire games since then, and none of them are like, oh yeah, we're influenced by Vampyr.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about this game. It's very strange for how successful it was.
Yeah.
In 2019, Don't Nod patched in a story mode that makes combat piss easy. You can get the best ending, but cannot get the best achievement.
Yeah,
the best ending in that. So it allows people who want to see it, who don't know about the secret code of typing in YouTube into a browser. But it doesn't allow you to get those chivos if you're that kind of weirdo.
Right.
You have to suffer through the bad combat being underpowered to get that chivo.
I wish I had done this, but I still stand by my decision to play it as intended just because of
we're talking about the show.
Yeah.
If you had done this, then that would be
I would not have felt the pain. I would not have felt those irritations.
Like, what are you talking about? The combat's no problem. It's over like instantly. Everyone dies in one hit. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's not the way to do it. The game was optioned for a television series by Fox 21, I think. So some production company at Fox is looking at that. That could be interesting, depending on the production values. Yeah, there's stuff here that's worth making a show about, I think. Yeah,
I could see this working real well.
Yeah.
Don't Nod went on to make Life is Strange 2 for Square, and then partnered with Xbox Game Studios and made a game called Tell Me Why, another game called Twin Mirror. I don't know anything about them.
Tell Me Why won a bunch of like LGBT awards. Looks interesting to me, like a kind of like a non-supernatural Life is Strange kind of deal. Twin Mirror apparently is this like really interesting failure of like a horror detective Twin Peaks kind of thing. Yeah. And Life is Strange 2 is good. I played that kind of just over the course of a couple of months here earlier this year. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Life is Strange 1. I don't know why I haven't followed Don't Nod more than I have. Like, they seem like they are really, really good in terms of writing.
Yes.
And performances. So in terms of like adventure gamey kind of stuff, I can see. I am less interested in them doing something that has a more mechanical bent.
Yeah.
Based on this.
Yeah. You know, a lot of the complaints that we have about this are also reflect in, Remember Me as well.
Yeah.
Based on things that I've read. Yeah. I think that like, if they just kept on playing in the space of the cinematic adventure game, I'd be perfectly fine with that, because they do.
It's
they do
interesting
well.
because they do really well at that. And I don't want to discourage the company from making like a big boy, video game with all these systems. Like, I love systems. It's just they just didn't quite get it right. And I think with this game, before we totally get into it, I think that it's not that far away from this stuff. Like, if add fast travel, cut 33% of the citizens, you can make this good. Like, what if you only started having vampire hunters when you started showing hints of vampirism in a area?
Yeah.
Like, you still wanted to eat people for the bosses, but vampire hunters didn't show up until that was a consequence.
Yeah.
Until you made it happen, as opposed to just being copy pasted everywhere. Kind of regardless. Like, it feels like they probably thought of this stuff, not smarter than they are, but to make this closer to something I would like, it would not take too much. It feels like.
Yeah. If it like there is monkeying at the margins that would address a lot of these concerns, the irritations, because like when we say, like, I genuinely mean it when I say that, like, the irritations are numerous, but they're just kind of moderate, and you feel them because they are applied consistently over a long time, but like they're still ultimately moderate inconveniences, just exacerbated by the scale at which you encounter them. Right.
If you had to choose to add either fast travel to this game or the ability to skip dialogue line by line, which one would you do?
Fast travel, without question.
I think I would do the other.
Oh,
yeah. I got sick of hearing people talk slowly.
Yeah.
It's a big thing that made me not like Her Story that much. Talk faster. I read so much faster than I listen.
True. Yeah. No, and then that's why there are two different hosts on this show, so we can have two different opinions about that.
Well, I would take both.
Oh, of course.
It's not really different opinions. It's a 60-40 for me, but it's and that's going to be it for this section of the episode. If you're hearing this, thank you for listening. If you'd like to hear the whole episode and all the rest of our premium episodes, please go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah. If you have thoughts about this, it is too late to write in. The deadline for any given month's games to be on the dispatch is the 15th. However, you can write in about July's games by July the 15th, or August games by August the 15th. July's games are Children of Morta, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, and Control is the premium episode for that month.
Yeah. And in August, we're playing Final Fantasy 12 and Wario Land 4. Yeah. So join us. Write in. Next week, we'll be back with the dispatch.
Yes, we will. And if you want to hear the full version of this episode, like we said, you go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Cool. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you then.